So let's have a think. Where are we going now? I think we're going to go over to the east coast of the USA, New Jersey, in fact, to welcome Abby Sachko.
Hi.
Welcome, Abby. Always full of spirits when I speak to you. Always bouncy and happy.
It's your voice. It brings me happiness.
Jazz fusion guitar player who has achieved more in your young years than most of us old school players could ever wish for.
You know.
Nominated several times in a row as one of the world's fastest, youngest up-and-coming players. And I think it was 2018 you got the runner-up in the Music Radar Awards.
Yeah, that was a crazy experience that kind of like came way out of left field. I didn't even like really prepare all that well. Like the video that I submitted was like not meant for that originally. Yeah, it was really crazy.
So do you think they picked that because you were natural in the video?
I'm not entirely sure why they picked it. Actually, the video itself was like an audition piece for a summer camp. And actually my dad, like, I didn't really know about the whole like competition. Like, I knew Music Radar and I kind of knew the guitar magazines, but I didn't really know about the competition. And then like I remember I was at the summer camp and my dad like came up to me and he was like, you know that thing I sent like a while ago? And I was like, no, what thing did you send? And he's like, oh, I submitted your video for this like competition. And I was like, oh, cool, like it would have been nice to like know. And then he was like, yeah, no, you won, like we're going to London, or not won, but you were nominated, you're going to London. And that was like, I was just blown away. I was like, wait, what? Like, what is this competition? Like, what? We're going to London? Like, where's London?
So was that your first time to London? What did you think? What about the food?
Yeah, that was my first time in London. It was great. Everybody was saying like the weather was gonna be terrible, but the weather was really nice, so I don't know what they were talking about. The food, I had a Scotch egg for the first time, and that was like that was a life-changing experience for me, having a Scotch egg. I thought the food was fine. Everybody, you know, it's pretty good.
To come back to your playing a second, like I said, you're very, very fast on the fingerboard, but you're not sort of following so many patterns that other people, you know, just, I won't say copy, but try to emulate all the time. You've got your own focused way of playing and writing. There's a lot of focus in there within the chord structures. Some chords I haven't recognized.
I just try to kind of play what I hear in terms of like building chords and stuff. Like, I have like a loose theory, music theory knowledge, but like the majority of the chords that I use are just kind of like ways that I interpret harmonizing a melody. Sometimes you can get some really funky chords if you're going based off of the melody note. You can kind of produce sounds that maybe are less common if you just like use your ear instead of trying to base your playing off of theory or like other people's playing. So I just try to kind of play what I hear.
I met you in California a couple of years ago and we had a little chat in the corner there, and you had your fusion bag. I took some photographs as well. but also we were talking about the influences of very old school players on young people, and you just came out with Jimi Hendrix. Why did he, what was the inspiration for you that Jimi did?
I think Jimi influenced like a whole wave of, new age guitar players, like the way he harmonized melodies and the way he turned like chord solos, basically like kind of in old jazz kind of terms, like a chord solo is something very common that like your old like classic jazz player would do over standard. He turned like chord solos into like these solo, like guitar solo, shreddy, like masterpieces. And I think a lot of his harmony was actually really interesting and ahead of its time as well, because like he wasn't just playing the box chord shapes and like the stock chord shapes. Like he was trying to make music surrounding harmony as well as melody. So I think I try to do the same thing when I play guitar.
Yeah, I can relate that back to the video that you were saying that you sent in. You just did it. And in a way, that's all Hendrix did, because he just had a fuzz face on the floor a lot of the time and a wah-wah and a lead into a big angry amplifier. But where did you grow up? I think was it in New Jersey?
I was born in Hoboken, New Jersey, so like right on the Hudson, and we like often we used to go to like the city all the time. So I grew up in Hoboken, and then I moved to Tenafly, which is more of like a suburban kind of Jersey area.
Just let's go back to your school days. When you come out of school, did you go to any colleges?
Oh, I just graduated high school actually. So I just graduated, when I was on tour, I had to finish high school online, so I just graduated online a month ago. So I just graduated, and I'm on my way to Berkeley next year, hopefully. I'm deferred for the spring semester.
We've talked over driven fusion, fast, complicated licks, but you've also some intricate chords played very, very clean. Do you have certain guitars for clean and certain guitars for overdrive? What guitars have you got?
On tour, I had two different guitars. I had like a humbucker D'Angelico, like a 335 shape that I think those guitars sound really nice, clean or driven, but I was using that as more of the driven guitar just because I think like when you think humbucker, you kind of think like, oh, this is like for overdrive, this is for distortion. My clean guitar, I was using a Chubster, an AC Guitars Chubster, which had an SSS configuration, so 3 single coils. So that was like my clean guitar, and it had like a really kind of spanky tone, and it was very sparkly.
So you're just back from touring in Europe. How did the Fusion gig bags hold up?
They held up really well. They were really easy to carry on plane rides. They were really easy on the bus. They're very kind of light, so I would always have them on me and like have them backstage. I could take my guitars backstage. Yeah, I use them a lot.
Abby, it's so nice to talk to you. You are an inspiration for young people to pick up the guitar and get out there and play. Thank you so much.
Thank you.